Good morning, Nana Kaye here. How are you today? It is Tuesday, and as promised, I told you we would do another video today. I am trying to catch up from being 5 months behind. And as you know, I was sick for 5 months, so here we are trying to catch up. And playing catch up is hard. But anyway, what we're doing today is just a simply free crafting type day today. We are going to make tags and some journal cards and some things to add into our future dreams signatures as we're going along, or at least we'll have them pre-done for projects that we're going to do, like envelope flips and different things that we may do put inside the journal signatures. What I have here is I have chosen to start with these little tags here that are in the kit printed. And of course, you don't have to use my tags to follow along on this video. You can use any kit you've got, or you can just design your tags from scratch, and I will show you how to design a tag from scratch as well. What I'm going to do now, I have already taken and cut out this first tag out of the 28-pound paper. This is what this was printed on. This is a 28-pound brochure paper to get that pretty vivid color. And then I took a piece of 110-pound cardstock, just blank, and I glued that to that and cut it out. So what I have now is a 2-layer tag. And as you see, for me, this may be satisfactory for most people, but for me, that's still too flimsy. I like a really thick tag when I'm designing tags. So now I am taking a background sheet out of the kit, and I have printed on one side. It's one-sided. That's all you would need when you're doing these type of things. I am going to now, again, take my glue, and I'm going to glue this original prep tag onto the back of that background sheet. And you really kind of want to get close to your edges, but your glue will spread if you press hard enough. Okay, I've got it glued on the back, and then I'm going to put it down on here on the background sheet. Of course, I'm going to try to fit as much as I can in on it so that I don't have to do any more cutting than I have to, and I don't waste my paper. The ink is expensive, so you'll get conscious of your ink after you have done this a while. I'm very conscious of how much ink I use. Okay, and yeah, I use all my scraps. I try to save my scraps that are printed on because it is expensive to get this ink. So we'll use up as much as we can. All right, so now I have pressed it. I have wiped out this extra ink that's on the sides. Okay, and now we're going to do it again. We're going to just cut out this tag. Now, this tag will get harder as the glue gets hard, and you know this glue dries in. And I use Barely Arts glue. That is my favorite. It dries fast, so it lets me craft really quickly, and I don't have to wait for so many things to dry. I do have to sometimes wait for my Faber-Tac to dry, depending on what project I'm doing. But this will dry even harder as time goes on. Okay, now, if I don't really want to cut that corner out like that, I will. And I'm not sure because I've got it so thick, but I do see a little white outline there, so I want to go ahead and trim that off real quick. And then I'm just going to take my large piece on my punch and, yeah, there we go. Just get a lot nicer corner than cutting it around. And that's just an option. You could have left it square. You could have cut it and left it square. You know, square tag at the bottom. I like my tags rounded. It's just another preference. You'll develop those as you go along. You'll develop your own preferences. And a little tiny bit of white showing here, but you know, it's not going to matter. We're going to take our distress ink, and we are going to distress the side. And again, I'm using the Victorian Velvet as my main distress ink for this particular kit. But I'm like my what I do most of the time is when I start a kit, I match my thread to my ink, and that's what I did here. When I stitched this, I kind of used a pinkish purple here. So that's why I'm using the Victorian Velvet here, because all my colors on my trim kind of match. That's what I like to do. Okay. Now, next step, we got to let it keep drying, and it wouldn't hurt once you get it cut out one more time to just kind of press down and make sure you got everything going right. Okay. And see, now we've got a really nice, strong card. Very professional looking. Okay, next step. Punch the hole. It's already marked there for you. Real easy to do. Take your hole puncher, line it up, punch a hole. Okay, so now your hole's done. Now, my next step, if I can find what I'm looking for, there you go. I'm looking for my little ring maker, and this is a ring protector or a hole protector, so your hole won't rip out. And it's not likely to rip out, but now I'm just one of those. It's just one of those things I use for decorative purposes. I'm still taking some more paint. It matches my ink really well. This is one of our background lace pieces, and I'm going to put this in here and pop me out a little circle. And you can do one for the back if you want, but the color for me is not going to match, so I'm just going to do it on the front since I really don't have to have it for protection. It's just for decorative purposes. So I'm going with this. And I hear my husband out doing some maintenance around my craft shop. We are still working on it. We are building a physical craft shop in Vansboro, North Carolina, where I will actually have classes with people doing this stuff, and we're going to actually video some of those classes, so you'll get to see the ladies locally, if they don't mind being videoed, doing crafts with us here at the shop. So just bear with us. There's some construction going on. If it gets too loud, I'll just cut the video off and we'll start again. Okay, the base for this first tag is done. What I want to do first is just do several, and then we'll decorate them. So let's do it. All right, I've already got this one cut out. It also came in the kit. I'm not sure which page. There it is, right there. Comes in on that page, but I've already got some cut out. So we're going to go ahead with the same method. We're going to go find the blank 110. We're going to do the same thing again. So you're going to see a little bit of repetitiveness here. Just bear with me. Let's do this really quickly. Just really quickly. While I'm doing this, just, if you've got something else you need to do, don't want to see me glue backings, that's fine. But we're going to try to get 3 or 4 tags done, and then 3 or 4 journal cards. So this is my technique. There again, it was going on the blank right here. And Barely Arts glues quick. And I got a little bit of white here that I would have rather slid this right on the edge, but it's already dry. I can't get it over, but that just tells you how quickly it dries. And as you see how hard it dries for my tags to get this nice and thick. Okay, so again, we've got this done. Lay my scissors down. That is really, really so unprofessional, isn't it? And I can't even imagine where they got laid. There they are, way up there under the thing. All right, again, I'm only going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out right here at this edge, and I'm going to leave that point on it because I'm going to use, again, the corner punch to make my corner nice and round. But up here at the top, unfortunately, I have to follow the thing. And I'm going to try to stay in line in frame, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes this old lady here I get so busy I forget to even look over at the video screen to make sure I'm in frame. So when I edit it, maybe I can fix it if I pop out of frame. Okay, but as you see, I just kind of kept it straight like that on that corner. I'm not sure about this one. Something don't look quite right. Let me put my glasses on. That's terrible. Oh, yeah, I had missed a whole lot there. That was bad. All right, got that. All right, put that aside. You've got your first base done. All right, we're going to choose another background. I'm going to choose this pretty lace background. This is kind of a taupe color, even though the video screen looks like it's showing it kind of pink. It's really taupe. Same technique. You've already got your 2 layers done. Let's get this 3rd layer on like this. 3rd layer on. We're going to go down with it right here in this corner. And also make sure you're putting the white to the white, because I have been silly enough to actually glue it to the wrong side and then realize I glued it to the wrong side. So just make sure you're putting your white to your white so your printed side will show. Okay. All right, there's that. Okay. And again, here we go with this cutting. Okay. I have to, every once in a while, reach up and slide my glasses on. I have to have my glasses sometimes when I cut and when I'm just doing gluing and all. These are too fuzzy. I don't know. Just, I guess there again, it's old age. I'll be 68 on my birthday in September. I cannot hardly believe I have made it that far in my life. I have had cancer and I've had just a lot of illnesses, and it's just a miracle I'm even here. And I just so thankful that I'm as healthy as I am. Okay, we've got that one cut. All right, now lay that back aside. We'll keep using it. Put my scissors where I can remember where they are next time. All right, so now there's your card. Nice and thick again. We're going to take our trowel one more time and a scraper or trowel. I'm not sure what this tool is called. Doesn't matter. We're using it for a press. So for us, it's a press. A little bit of white right there. And then we're going to ink the sides here. I didn't do a lot of ink. I just don't like a lot of white showing. And I want a little bit to show up on that back. Of course, we're going to have to do that corner again. We're going to take my corner punch again. Now, you can leave it square like this if you like. But I prefer to cut my edges round. Okay. And then, next step again, the hole puncher. Line it up. Punch. Okay, we got two done. We'll do a couple more, and we'll start decorating. I'm sorry, I had to check on somebody that was in, and the video stopped. But anyway, we're working on our third tag, so we've all been through this technique. We're putting the back on, which I chose a pretty purple. Pressing it down, getting it extra ink out. I've been experimenting with cameras and capture programs, and I think I've about decided I'm not liking this capture program, because when I put it on pause, it should come right back to the video, and more times than not, it is not doing that. So I had to start all over, but maybe I can edit this in with no problem. All right, again, I've left the corners, bottom corners square on the white background. I'm going to go punch it with my corner tab. And that just makes it just much neater to me. One more time, I'm going to use my press and press hard. This is my press tool. I know that's not what it's called for people that use it, but for me, it's my press tool. Again, I call that my press tool. So if you're wondering what I'm calling my press tool, that's what I'm calling it. It's a paint scraper, I'm sure. And I'm sure I snitched it from my husband some time ago. As a matter of fact, I think I did buy it new at Lowe's. All right. I'm going to ink this one up, and I think I'm going to go a little deeper in that. It's a lot of white, so I'm going to ink it a lot more into the inside of it. All a matter of preference. See, these little additives that you're doing, it's a matter of your taste, what you like. Doesn't matter what I do or somebody else does. You're going to develop your own particular taste in different things that you do. All right. All right, we need to get trusty old hole puncher and punch that little hole out. And one more time, we're going to do tab. This time I think I'm going to do a purple tab to match the back. So I'm going to cut a little strip of the background out. And we'll have it available if we want to do it again. Punch that out. So now that matches. Trying to curl a little on me, but it'll flatten out when I stick it in a book. And again, these little rings I'm putting on, these protective rings, they're just simply for decoration. I don't really need the extra protection here. Okay, we got 3 tags done, and I don't know how, since we had to restart the video, I'm not sure how far we've got into the video. So I'm going to set those aside for a minute. I'm going to do a larger tag. I've got another couple of small ones that we can do if time allows. But now I'm going to do a larger tag, and I've kind of partially pre-prepped it. I've cut out the large base already, and I chose this design. So now what I have to do now is, and you've seen it in other videos, I kind of hold this up to my light, and I kind of move it until I get it about where I think I'm getting the design I want to get. And that's what I'm working on. And then I'm going to turn it over here. I'm going to straighten it out. And I'm going to, next step, push this up and glue it. Glue the back side. And I have grabbed it very awkwardly just for the video. So I am managing it a little bit awkwardly. But that's okay. We're going to get it glued down. Okay. Just wanted you to see how I pick it up from the edge. Right where I had it. I press that down for a minute, and then I come glue this other side. I go ahead and finish. Now, the one thing that's going to happen here is we're going to lose this. So I'm going to have to punch my own hole because I put it face down instead of the back way, but that's okay. That's another thing you'll acquire as you're going along, and I'm getting glue everywhere. You will acquire an eye for about the middle of things. If not, you are still able to take a ruler and measure it and find the center of something. I hope I did not get that crooked, and I think I did, but you know what? We will know in a minute. And there again, it's not the end of the world if it is crooked. I don't let little things like that throw me in a loop. I used to follow Bob Ross because I also do a lot of paintings. I do glass painting. I just do a lot of different varieties of art. I really just kind of settled into making journals as I've gotten older because, well, that's why, because I've gotten older. And it's just hard to stand up and paint for me. So sitting down crafting is something I'm able to do. Now, I've got a little looseness here in this corner here. I'm going to pop a little bit more glue underneath. Didn't quite grab. And I want to grab it. Save your little strips if it's got a lot of flowers on. If not, just go ahead and toss them to keep your area clean. And I am not a clean crafter. I have a messy, when I get through crafting, my whole, I have a 12 by 65 mobile home as my she shed or my craft area right here. Lord have mercy. When I get through crafting after a whole day, and sometimes I spend as much as 12 hours out here in a day. 12 to 15 sometimes. Of course, my husband runs me in about 10 o'clock every night. But anyway, I have a mess when I get through. It is a major housekeeping job when I get through. Now, I've got a little point here. And I have found that the more I try to cut it, the worse it gets. So that's why I use my little sandpaper bar on these rounded corners like this, because I can just go just like that and round off that corner really pretty. Get those sharp points off, and it's just not a lot of struggle. Also, kind of roughs up the edge. And like if you do it this way, you kind of get a rough vintage edge, like worn, like it's worn effect. And I like that also. Just before you ink, make sure you kind of wipe the edges off to get the dust off. Okay, there again, we've got a tag now. And we've got, hey, I can actually see the hole around there. We've got a pointed edge here, and you can make a decision here whether you want to keep it pointed or whether you want to round it. But since most of my stuff is rounded, I am trying to keep this kind of uniform, and I really cut it too early because I've got to do another piece. But anyway, we're going to now add this piece on, and I've pre-cut it, so there's not a lot that I have to do. But for the larger tag, we're going to glue this. So I think you know my technique. We've done 4. So I think you're pretty aware of how Nana Kaye does her technique of building her cards. This is the same technique I use on the dirty cards, and we're going to do a couple of those as well. But I'm sure what y'all are anxious to do is get to the decorating part. For some reason, that's the part I like. So imagine that's what a lot of people like, to see what people use and how they decorate and what they use and the supplies they use. Okay, let's finish cutting this one. And then if it doesn't cut pretty, we'll sand around these corners too. I'm kind of having a moody day today. I guess it's because it's raining out there, but I'm kind of in a blue mood today, so I'm glad y'all joined me. It makes me happy to be able to have friends watching this video. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you are coming in a lot later. We're going to save this little strip I cut off, and we'll make rings off that, protection rings off that one. All right, I got a little bit of white across that bottom we want to cut. All this stuff you may not can actually see on the video, but it's there. Excuse me. Something dry in my throat, and I didn't bring me anything to drink today. All right, I can actually see my hole, where my hole was on my file through that. So I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole. That was luck. I don't have to measure anything. But anyway, if you were doing it, you would just kind of hold it up and eye it at this point to make sure that you're getting in the center. And if you don't get exactly in the center, it's really not going to show up that bad because you are going to put a ribbon in there, and the ribbon's going to cover most of it. I've got a little bit of white there I don't like showing. All right, again, I'm going to kind of round off my edge, come down here and sand off my edge a little. See how nice and thick this card's gotten though? 3 layers. That's the trick, 3 layers. Okay, we just cut off this piece here from the piece we put on the back. I am actually going to make it my little ring. If I get the right punch, I'm going to make my little ring out of that for my protection ring. I would show you guys this my desk, but you would probably laugh at me because it is everything to the left over here is a sight. There you go. Not much you can see there, but it's there. Just kind of gives the tag a finished look. Okay, that's the 4 tags that we're going to work with in a little while. Let's grab one more thing and just do maybe one large tag. So you get the idea, I'm not tags, excuse me, one large journal card. So you get an idea of how I do the journal cards too, which is very same technique. Okay, I reached over to right over here, and I found me a piece of white cardstock again. I'm going to glue the back. Well, I love these little precision tips that you get with this Fairly Art glue. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. 3 size tips come with your Fairly Art glue. So it depends on what kind of gluing you're doing, but you got this really tiny precision tip, which is what I'm using here. And then you get one that's a little bit larger. It's about the same as this tube here for my larger gluing items. And then there's a green one that I don't even use. I'm not even sure what it's for. But there is a third one in every single bottle that I have bought. I have gotten tips. So I didn't have to buy extra tips. It came with it. All right, I'm pressing onto my plain white cardstock. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim it. Yeah, I can do it that quick. That's how quick it's not totally dry, but it's dry enough that I can go ahead and cut. I don't worry about messing up my scissors too much. I go through a lot of scissors too. I'm telling you, cutting papers will dull a pair of scissors. Cutting paper dulls my sewing needle. And I'm not going to do any sewing today, and I wish I had some of my little stitchums. And a lot of the stitchum, if you want to know, you can see my video later. I have something called stitchums, and I'm going to be selling them on Etsy. As a matter of fact, I've already started preparing them, but we're trying to get a trademark on them first, so I will show you soon about stitchums that are going to be coming, and you will love it. If you do have a sewing machine, you're going to love them. It's so much fun to use. Okay, this little guy needs a background, and I think I want, what color do we want? Let's do something not so feminine. Let's grab our green plaid and use that for the background of our cute little gnome here. For those of you who are new to our videos, this is the Fuchsia Dreams digital kit designed by Nana Kaye, which is me. And I don't know, I've lost my train of thought if you're new here. Oh, I have shown the video already. There's a video that gives you the whole kit and what's in the kit. So this background page is in the kit. You get a lot of variety in this particular kit. So go and catch up on the videos. We've got, I think this is number 5 maybe for this journal set. So that's why you see the I showed you the signatures a little earlier that we've already done. We actually sell those signatures too, pre-prepped. So like I say, it'd be to your advantage if you're new to my channel to go and look at the pre-prep journal offering that we have, and the 2 systems we've already done. I hope, I had to stop my video a minute. My precious daughter heard me say I was thirsty and bought me something to drink. So that was Kimberly, you guys. Tell her. Maybe soon I can get her to do some more journals and I can get her on a video or 2. She is part of my inspiration all day long. And she is so talented, but she's a school teacher and she's out for the summer, and she is so busy prepping for her school, her grade next year. She is so conscious of things her children needs, and she really never gets a vacation. That's the sad thing. I don't think any teachers really get a vacation because she's going to end up spending the whole summer prepping for her curriculum for next year. I'm proud of her though. Kimberly's come a long way, and a lot of having to keep up with what's going on in the education system, and a lot of children, but she's a good teacher. Okay, there is our card now, and as you see, I got a nice thick card, and I don't always do 3 layers on the card. I really easily could have just taken this top layer and attached it right to the back layer and got a thick enough card, but anyway, that's the technique. So we're probably 30 or 40 minutes into the video with the 2 put together, so we're going to go ahead and try to do some decorating. Okay, what I did is I did pre-cut a lot of the fussy cuts. They're in sheets in the kit like this, and it made a whole bag full. So the 4 pages makes a lot of clip art, and I'm just going to break that and just pour them out right here on the desk, the whole thing, instead of trying to shuffle like I normally do when I video with you guys. I'm trying to shuffle through the bag, and it's not that easy. I've already cut out some of Angel Kerr's labels, so I'm using those today. And then I have my little box over here to the side, so every once in a while you'll hear me rattling over there, and I'm going to be looking for stuff on that side. Okay, so let's start decorating. Now, when I designed this little fella, I specifically left this blank so that you could get a nice big label in there or something. So I don't even think I like the size of the labels that I've already got pre-cut. I'm going to look to see if I got some more over here. And I do. See here, I told you I'd be rambling to my right sometimes, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, and these are angel curves, and I am going to use one. And there's a cute one I like. And I think I'm even, all right, I'm going to cut this out real quick, so bear with me. I don't like doing all this cutting on screen because I know y'all get bored. And I haven't learned yet in auditing or editing these things. I said audit, I used to be accountant, so auditing, so I'm editing these. I have not learned how to speed it up like some other people do. But I will. I'll learn. I bought some whole new editing equipment today, or whole new editing program software, and I am going to learn how to use it. I got one downloading right now, and that's sometimes why my video kind of lags out, because it's going to take 2.5 hours to download my video to YouTube, which is a little scary, but it was a long one. Okay, we're going to go with this one, but I want to use one of my I want to use some kind of something for the background, if I can find a little scrap of something that it will center into and give me a pretty background. That's not quite enough clip art on that piece. And that might. Let's see if we can find something to give me a little background. Okay, that's what I'm going to do there. Although I hate to use that lantern, mess that lantern up. But that's not big enough. So I'm going to go with that, I think, and give me some background. So what I'm going to do here is mess up a whole piece of clip art just to do a little tiny thing. But that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to glue this down first, like this. Okay, on that. So I kind of get an idea of what I'm after here to go in that thing. And then I'm going to do this. I'm not careful, I'll be doing it the hard way, but I'm going to take that and my ruler, and I'm going to make me a border. I'm going to make me a little border. So I'm kind of getting my paper level on one line and this way on the other, so that I can cut it out. And I really think this needs to slide down a little. So we're going to slide it down just a tiny bit, because I really don't want a lot of white space there. All righty, so remember what I say about these little guys. They are merciless, so be careful when you're using it. Press down on the ruler, though, so your ruler won't slide. That's why I bought the quarterback ruler. It does help keep it from sliding. Okay, so we got that, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of trim out the rest, get it out of the way, so you can see what's going on. And all I'm really doing here is cutting me out a little bit of a frame around the quote. Just a little bit of a frame around the quote. I'm not trying to make it all symmetrical or even or whatever, but we're going to cut just a little bit, and I'm really just eyeballing it like this. See? Okay, I'm eyeballing it. Get a little smaller, so it's getting harder to line up. And a lot of times I find that it's a lot wiser once you've got it about where you want the black line to be. It's a whole lot wiser to put your ruler on this side, because if it was to slip a little, perhaps you won't cut off this piece. All right, now we got one more side, and that ended up being a beautiful, beautiful frame background, didn't it, guys? Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's looking so beautiful. We ink it up, and there it is. Isn't that pretty? I'm a little bit wide here, so I'm going to take my scissors and just do a tiny, tiny, tiniest trim right there. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. Okay, let's ink it up just to get the white edge off. Nothing fancy, because there's a lot of color in there, so you really don't need a lot of ink. Okay, now, and that'll slide right onto our card here. I really like that. So let's glue it down. Simplicity sometimes is the best course to take. Okay, and that's just real simple. It says hello, spring. Okay, I went in there. I'm going to do some kind of small something right here to add to it. And this flower is right here in this same border. So this is the one I'm going to use. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out a whole lot of things. I'm going to go right with that one. Go ahead and let's get this card done, set aside, and we will be pulling it in a little while to actually use it in one of our projects that we'll be doing YouTube videos on. Okay, there's that one. And I would like to find possibly a little butterfly, and this one I am going to be rambling through, and I apologize. I said I wasn't going to do that for y'all today. But boy, these are hard to get back in this pack once you pull them out. But I kind of like that one. A little too big. I wanted it on that side of him. Let's see what color this little one is. I do like that color. It kind of blends with that background there. Okay, same thing again. Just to kill the white edge. And again, I'm going to tell you guys, I'll probably say it in every video, but that's my preference. If you don't mind the white edges, you do not have to go to that extra inking. It is not necessarily making the project look any better or any worse if you don't do it. So, there you go. All right, so there's our journal card. Nice, easy, simple journal card. Ready to go. Because I have bordered this one, I'm not going to round out because I'll lose that edge. So I'm going to leave this one square, and we'll probably use it as a side thing in a side pocket, a card for a side pocket. So that one's ready to go. All right, let's just lay it in front of us aside. Okay, let's start on the taller of the oh, I got something on my mat, but that's all right. We'll clean it later. Could have been my polish. All right, let's go with this one. This one, first of all, I really, really, really can see that it needs to be inked. There's a lot of white space on this one, so we really, 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 really need to ink this one. And I should have done it when we were training on how to do them, but that's all right. You may not want all yours inked. But this one had a lot of white space, so we're going to just kind of take the ink kind of up into the white space, something like that. Kind of gives it a fuzzy look, maybe that's the right word. All right, that's that. Well, again, I'm going to keep this one not real intricate, not a lot of detail because you got so many flowers already on it. Don't know that I really need to do anything else. Just going to kind of glance through, so bear with me. I really don't think I want any of that. I think all I'm going to want on this might be a butterfly, some lace. Yes, that's what would make that pop. Because we could put a jewel in the middle of the bucket there. Let's see how that would look. I'm going to cut one of these off. I think I got these at Michael's long time ago, so I don't know if they have them anymore. But it's just what I call bling. Yeah, that's pretty right there in the middle of that pot. Dress up that rustic pot. I'm using Barely Art glue on this, but most of the time on something acrylic and heavy like this, I would use the Fabri-Tac. But I'm going to go with Barely Arts, and it's holding it, so that's good. All right, and I think I want a piece of lace somewhere on it. A side tuck, maybe? I don't want a lot. I don't want to really cover. I am going to cover it up. I'm going to go, but I'm going to put the ruffle coming kind of down like this. I'm not going to drop it down like this because if we were having a tight pocket that just needed to go in, this would wrinkle or crinkle up. So I'm going to actually move it up on top of these flowers like this because we can always put another piece of graphic or something on it. But I'm going to cut it right here a little wider just so I can trim it if I need to. and trusty old Fabri-Tac. Right here, and that's kind of a wide ribbon, so I'm making kind of wide hoops here. Stuff does not smell well. And when my sinuses are cutting up, it really doesn't like me. Okay, let's kind of smooth these out. I pat it down a little bit so that I don't get too much on my fingers. If I rub, I'm going to get it. Okay, and then I kind of stretch it out a little to get it so it'll lay flat. Okay, then when I'm cutting my edge, I put my scissors at a little bit of an angle to cut it. And that gets it really a little right on the edge of your design. Okay. I don't think this one really, what I really want to do with this is I'm going to push this one in because I really don't want to cut that hoop off. So I'm going to kind of crunch it in a little bit. And that's done. That's, yeah, once you crunch that one in and lay it down, you got it. So there's our little piece of lace. And on that, I'm going to possibly put a layer of bling on the lace. I've got that color. And I've got this pretty velveteen glitter ribbon. Really fuchsia color. And I think that's what we're going to go with. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Simple, simple, simple little things that you can add that makes such a difference in the way your project looks. And that's not hard to do. Just a piece of ribbon. You could have put a piece of satin, anything. Tulle. Okay, let's lay this down. Let's try to get it straight. That would be the biggest part. And if my hair gets in your spring, please forgive me. Because sometimes I have to get real close to look, especially when I'm trying to get something straight. So that looks good to me. And we'll, again, take the scissors, cut that off, and cut that off. Okay. I need to trim that just a little more, one more time. Okay. All right, now let's find, well, since we use this, do we want to put that as our tie maybe? I think so. We're going to use the same ribbon to make our tie at the top. I might even make a bow. Let's see if I can make a bow with this cute little ribbon here. Not, we'll just make a tie. Now, I know, I can tell you I am not going to be good at making bows on screen, so bear with me. Again, if my head gets in the way, I will apologize, but I have to get right down to it to see what I'm doing. Okay. I am an expert at floral bows, but I am certainly not very good at these. I was a florist for quite a few years, probably almost 20. I've done a lot in my life. I look back over my life, I have done so much. I've had so many opportunities to learn trades, and I've done a lot. I went to college to be an accountant, and I just didn't quite ever take on the career. I was a bookkeeper, so I never really got into getting my accounting license, and sometimes I'm sad that I didn't, but I've still done taxes and all those other things all through the years. I'm a number cruncher. I love crunching numbers. I'm not that great at some math like algebra. Don't even get me started. But I love to crunch. I love general bookkeeping. Really do love general bookkeeping, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm just sad that my career there has started dwindling because I'm just not able to punch a clock anymore like I used to could. I can't seem to get my string below, but I will work on getting that down. But we've got a little bow there, so it doesn't look too bad. Pop it up a little. There we go. Keep twisting and turning on it. One thing I do And I've probably showed you in another video, and I haven't quite got this tight as I need to, as I do put a little bit of barely arts glue underneath that part. So once I've got it where I want it, pull, pull, and keep tugging, and it will glue down tight. This is bothering me right here. I got to get this piece pulled down, or I'm going to go crazy. There we go. All right, off to the side is good. That's good. All right, there's our bow on top. Tag ready. I don't think it really needs anything else, so that one's done. Here's another one. Let's see what we're going to do on this one. If we've got anything unique and different that we can put on this one. I'm looking at, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm off to my right again doing what I told y'all I do sometimes. Just digging in my massive collection of clip art that I have cut, fussy cut stuff. That one doesn't match at all. Now you can, I'm not using, or so far I haven't used any of my die cut pieces, images. It is really time consuming. I don't have anybody that helps me cut those out, so I have a lot done, but I just didn't sit down with me today. And I'm not liking any of those. I'm thinking we need to stick with the ones that worked with this particular kit. And I really don't know what we're going to use in it. Oh, he's cute, isn't he? All right. Oh, this is birds are singing. That gives me an idea. Maybe I can find a bird. I'm going to pull that tag out. Birds are singing. Okay. I think I'm going to pull that tag out, okay? And I do have a pack that has birds in it. If I can put my hands on it, here it is. Got a butterfly in there for some reason, though. Let's see if we can find a little bird. It's really pretty. Oh, he's cute. Little chickadee. I like that little fella. Okay, let's put him there. See how he looks there. And birds are singing. It's a little bigger than I want, so I'm going to come in here and cut that off. And cut that off. Birds are singing, and that's all I'm going to do to this other than put the ribbon on it. I think it's just going to keep us. Wait a minute, let's do it differently. Let's put the bird up there as a focal point. Yeah, I like that. I like him sitting on that little grouping of flowers. I kind of like that better. Okay, so that's our design. We're going to go ahead and put a little fella on, and as you notice, I did not color the edge of him. I'm going to tell you why. Because these flowers are much paler than some of the others with the deeper fuchsia colors. So I just thought the pink might be too much on him, but I am going to do it on the tag or the quote, and I'm not going to put a border on this particular quote. I'm going to just put it down here just like that, the little pink. This card is going, this particular tag is just real simple. And when you really get busy doing this and got your stuff at hand, you can really knock out a lot of these in just a small session while you're working on your stuff. And have them ready when you start putting products together with us on these videos. When we put an insert together, you'll have your tags ready to go. Again, this is delicate, so I'm going to go with a really light purple on this one. We're going to break away from the fuchsia on this one, and I think I want to go with the polka dot. Yep, I want a little bit of something that catches the eye, so we're going to go with the polka dot, and I'm only going to take off 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, maybe a little 4.5 off of it. And don't worry, if I have to cut any off, I will. Like all these giblets here, I'm going to stick them in my little extra box over here, and I will use them at a later time. And I'm sorry, I try to keep my scraps off because I think they really kind of bother some people watching videos. All right. Just don't come look at my floor. There's a lot of scraps on the floor right this minute. Oh, but I don't apologize because this is just what I do. All right. We also, again, have a single-sided design on this. So I have to kind of twist it when I first bring it under. It's a technique you'll get the habit of. I know a lot of you probably say, oh, I just can't do it. You can. After you practice a while and you learn how to just go underneath and twist it forward. Like I say, I put that glue under there and that captures the knot for me. And I don't have to tie a double knot either. And then I just twist it a little more while I'm working with it. And if it's sticking up, don't worry, because eventually you're going to put it in a book and it's going to lay flat. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just kind of cut just the slightest angle here. Okay, that tag's ready to go. All done. It's simple and done. All right, we have this one, and it's got a lot of center here. Not sure that there's a whole lot we need to do to that. I wish I had a horizontal, is that vertical? Yeah, horizontal, just to put in the center there. And I might just cut in pieces. That might be something. Let's do something a little different, maybe. Maybe with this big one here, I'm going to do something a little different. Another one of Angela Kerr's tags. Let me give her credit for it. This is an Angela Kerr tag from her springtime, most recent springtime journal, I think. So go look at her kit, her springtime kit, and you can find this inside as one of her offerings. Oh, I see another one I like even better. And I might not have to do a lot to it. No, I'm going to go with that. The springtime's going to be too wide, so that was too wide. So let's go with Cultivate Joy. Let's see if we can cut that in two pieces and get it going down this tag. All right. Boy, I got that crooked, didn't I? I lay my scissors there and just, there you go. Lay my scissors there and straighten out. Okay, I'm going to cut right through the center. And then I'm going to make sure that this piece of writing is not wider than my little frame that's inside here. I'm going to ink it up. Now we're really working with something tiny, aren't we? And I'll even work with tinier than that, believe it or not. Let's go Cultivate Joy. Let's see where we want that. I'm on a butterfly right here, so I'm going to put Cultivate right there, I think. I'm going to cut Joy teeny tiny. So this goes to show you that you can take a book, any kind of a book, old textbook, old book that's your romance novel, whatever, and you can actually cut words out and do this exact same thing that I'm doing here and spell things that you want to put out, little quotes you might want to say. So you do not have to actually have other people's quotes. Cultivate Joy. I like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, what I'm going to do is kind of center that right there, like that. And then if I can find two butterflies that are close matches, which I may go in with these pink ones, which also are Angela. These come on a kit from Angela Kerr. You can, in one of her fussy cut things. And I'm not sure about some of these others, but these two match, even though they're two different sizes. And so I think that's what we need to try to stick with. The larger one would probably do better down here because we have a lot more space. Yep, that's our design right there, guys. Okay, so this one I am going to try to pink out the edges a little bit. What would we do without our distress oxide? Oh, thank you, Tim Holtz. All right. All right, little butterfly, you go right there. And then we're going to get our Cultivate Joy. If I can get it on straight, it is so tiny. I'm not sure I can even get this on straight. Let's get my tag straight. That would help getting in on the board straight where I can see it. Put my glasses on where I can see it. I think that's straight, but you know what? If it's not, it is what it is. We're going with it. Now, something I want to say about this particular thing. These come on in the kit. It's 4 on a page. This particular frame type. There's 4 of these. You could print, once you buy this kit, if you bought my kit, you could print this tag 4, 5, 6 times, the whole page. Cut out all those tags and use them over and over as a base, because when you add stuff to it, it totally changes the look of it. So it's not to say you cannot do that. I mean, you can actually just change it around. Now, I'm going to do the same thing again on this one. Since we've got kind of a creamy background, I'm going to put lace on this one. But I think I'm going to do it. Try to decide if I want to do it on one of the sides or the bottom, or just across maybe the frame. I'm not sure, but I really like the lace on it. And this is my last strip of this lace. I hate to use it because it's really, I like it right there on that frame. Okay, we're going to put that lace, 2 pieces, one here and one there. We're going to frame out. I hope I can pull my butterfly up before it dries. I did. It's a good thing I didn't scrape that down. We'll pull him up a minute because we're going to put lace underneath his wing. Okay, so that's that side. And we're going to come back and do the same thing on this side. Right down the edge of that border, we're going to cut and put a piece of lace. We're going to kind of frame it out. I'm not going to do the bottom of the whole thing. We'll decide that in just a minute. Grab our trusty fabric tag and get my tag back up in the thing. Runs the line of the fabric tag right here. Good sharp line. Straight down to about where it ends here. Lay our piece as straight as we can the first time. I'm going to wipe some of that off. Okay. So pretty right there. Okay. Keep hoping I don't have. I keep looking up, making sure I'm not getting my head in the screen. All right. That's that side. I'm sure it's too late to pull this one up, but maybe just, oh, thank you, Lord. That barely held it, though. It didn't want to let go of it. But I think I got it up enough to do what I need to do with it. Okay. Oh, and I slid that one. Oh, that was not smart. Good thing that glue don't dry as fast as the other. And unfortunately, it's come off this out this edge, and I don't like that. Let's get back and redo it. Okay. Like that. What just happened is that I had glue on that finger, and when I went to lift it up, it pulled it. So, oh, that does happen. And we need to kind of trim this a little more. I cut it longer than I should have. On my little blade, I can't find it. Must press. There it is. See, this is what's happening now. My desk is getting messy because I'm pulling from so many edges here. All right. I like that little bit of lace on the side. So let's put our butterflies back down. Hold it just for a minute. Okay. This one we're going to glue back down. Okay. a little quick on this side, but you know what? That's what makes it unique, okay? That's that. And what color do we want to do? A hot pink? Oh, yeah, I do. I like that. Okay. Same thing. We're just going to do a little bit of ribbon top. Again, I'm going to have to quit buying this single-sided printed ribbon. It just makes it really hard to work with. All right. Tie it and twist it while you put your finger under there like that. I go ahead and twist it right there as I pull my knot. And then I come in here with my glue it underneath. Okay, and I finish pulling. Okay. All right, that one's done. We're going to do one more tag real quick because we're getting deep into the time limit here, or the time limit I set myself. You can actually probably just about do any design, flower design on this here, because the spray is just kind of an individual spray, and I really like that first one I had. I'm not so sure I wouldn't want to do this corner one. Oh yeah, I like that because it matches that. You can actually have a tuck spot. All right, we're going to go with that, guys. We're actually going to just glue this right here. And if you want it to be a little stronger, you can go ahead and put this on another piece of 110 paper and cut it out. But I don't think it's going to be necessary because I don't imagine we're going to tuck anything major in here. But I'm going to pull that right to the edge. And as you see, we got a point here. Not a problem. I know that I actually used my large on this tag. And if I didn't, the solution here is to just turn it over and do it again. But I'm sure that's what was there. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. I just trimmed that out. So now what we've ended up with is a little tuck. And I don't think I have. I got a little saying right here. Not that I'm going to keep it, but you can actually tuck something in that spot now. A little tuck of some sort. I don't want to cover my little guy up, but anyway, there's that. And, of course, we either need a bird or a butterfly up here. That birdie does not quite match. That one's kind of neutral looking. But I don't think I really want a bird. That one's really an odd color. All right. Not a bird. Guess we're not going to go with the bird. Well, let's see if we can find a teeny. If I'm going to do a butterfly, I don't want a really large one. I want a tiny one. And those colors are too mixed. And I got another pack of butterflies somewhere, but I don't know offhand where they are. So I'm going to have to keep digging for a minute. Y'all bear with me. All that peachy color butterfly is okay with me. It is okay. All right. To offset the peach, we're going to come in with our Distress ink, Victorian Velvet, and pink him up a little. The idea when you're doing this is not to get overwhelmed with trying to make it absolutely perfect, because you're not going to, no matter how hard you do anyway, and you'll find something later, you'll say, oh, I wish I'd done that or done that. Well, that's fine. Write down what you envisioned for the next time, and then you can actually come in and do something different. Okay, that, and now we need a ribbon to go in the top. And I think I'm going to go with this sheer. Wish I had kind of a peachy in here. I don't really want that sheer. I'm being picky, y'all. Excuse me. Being really finicky. I don't like that dark purple either. I don't have anything else. Yes, I do. I'm going to go with this one again, even though it's a single-sided. We can go with it. It's what we've got in our tray, and I just have a little tray over here to my right. It's got a few of my ribbons. There's a few of my ribbons, because I have a wall, floor to ceiling, full of ribbons. Okay. Again, we're going to get it started through here. Pull it up like this. We're going to start the loop again, and when we get just underneath, I come in here with my other hand and I twist this. Twist it forward like that and start pulling it. And then I, again, put my glue underneath to stabilize it. And pull it up. You can either pull it up or pull it down, whichever way. If you want it to go across your card like that, I have a tendency to pull it up. So that if they're wanting to pull a tag out of something, they got to pull a pull tag here. This is kind of a pull spot. Okay, and we're going to clip off edge here. Just a little slight edge there. And that tag is done. Okay, guys, this is Nana Kaye. I have spent a little bit of time with you on Tuesday, as I promised I would do yesterday. We have actually made 5 things in that little bit of time. Hopefully I've given you some ideas of things you can do. You can still add like this a little smidge of lace or a row of bling to this if you wanted to. I'll show you what a row of bling would have looked like just down this edge. Like down this edge of that tuck you just put on. You could actually do a row of bling. I'm not going to. I might later, and if I do, I'll have a video of it, or I'll have a photo of it to show you. But some bling, you could actually do some bling, which I might just do in that corner. I'm not. I'll do it later if I do it. But anyway, there's a lot more things that you can do. You come up with more ideas. I hope that today's video has given you some ideas of what you can do with your tags. And I hope you will. If you're not subscribed, I hope you'll subscribe and help me keep my channel going. And I'm trying to make my goal of 1,000 by the end of the year. I hope I can get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please share my link with some friends that you know that are video. And if you're on Facebook, share some of my videos on your Facebook so that people that are not aware that I exist will know. And I would greatly appreciate it. And soon we're going to start offering, I think Wednesdays is going to be our freebie day. We're going to start doing a Wednesday freebie, I think. I'm not sure I'll do it tomorrow, but that is something that's our plan in the future, is to design some things to offer as freebies on Wednesday. Join me again tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. Probably a new insert for our for our signature tomorrow. I'm probably going to do that. For, like I said, for those of you that are just now joining me, we've done several pages. I finished this one yesterday, this pretty tag. So go back and look at the videos of what we've already done and catch up. And we will see you again tomorrow. This is Nana Kaye signing off from the Altered Book Nook. And have a blessed and wonderful Tuesday.